The usual suspects.
You have your own opinion. Just because. Hey!
Don't do that.
See, that's just disrespectful.
You should not have done that.
You can't be a mole for them, bro.
You have your own opinion. Just because.
Man, now remember what I said about the two groups of people that cause all of our problems? These people are going apeshit about this, and it's crazy what the hell is going on. Why the f can these people not just deal with somebody who disagrees with them? Why are they always so violent? They're so violent about everything. A slap is deserved? I think it absolutely is. Yes, 100%. There's two groups of people, and the first group never shows up. If anything, boomers are the issue over incels. I mean, I feel like incels can be an issue, you know, but like, it's been a lot of Karens. It's been a whole lot of Karens. Now, should we send this person to El Salvador?
Yesterday, massive anti-Trump protests broke out all across the country, from Boston all the way to Chicago, covering the streets of Washington.
You can tell this is an American protest because there aren't that many American flags. Yeah.
But as online journalist Nick Shirley shows us, these guys were idiots.
I want to remind you of protest procedure. Don't film unless it's consent of anyone's faces. And we'd ask if you
We're on public property, though, so we can film.
Are you part of the protest?
Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me!
Whoa.
Don't touch me!
I didn't.
They're such freaks. How do you act like this? This is so weird. I'm so fatigued from having to act like these people are normal. This is so weird. I don't know what the f is going on.
You touched me! Don't touch me!
He's touching him.
And now he's...
Random circle.
Oh, easy, easy.
Elbows!
Easy,
Elbows!
easy, easy.
No.
Easy.
We're not here to
Wait. Holy cow. Don't let me go. Ooh, what are you gonna do?
Elbows!
Elbows. What the hell's going on?
Bro, there are probably dozens of subreddits that are going unmoderated. Go back home. You have a job to do, and you've abandoned your post. You can't let this happen. Damn stupid. Yes, these people are so fucking weird. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh my god. Yes, these are adults.
Okay, what is going on, everybody?
Look at this.
We got a crowd coming. Dude, you touched me, bro.
Isn't this so weird? Like, what's wrong with this person?
I know I'm attracted, but I'm not that attracted. You follow me like stink on poo. Come on, man, get off me.
Look at that. Freaks.
Bro, these...
Help! Help! He's hurting me! Help!
You look like a fool.
Gentlemen, we need to have insane asylums come back. We've got to bring this back because these people are out in the wild. And I feel like we just can't let this happen. Like, these are nutballs, bro. Like, these are crazy people. Like, yeah, you got to get these people, like, you know, in a place where they're safe.
Bro, you...
Hey, you're in the people.
I'm not...
I have no idea how you can outnumber a guy 1,000 to 1 and still end up squealing in terror.
Yes.
As if Shirley was gonna actually show up with a suit and a camera guy to come film himself attacking anybody.
Stabbing you. Do you think this is a track meet?
But stupidity seemed to be a common theme here.
So what makes Trump a fascist?
Bro, this guy got the bag. He did. And not just one kind of bag. He got a lot of different bags.
What makes Trump a fascist?
It does things without
You gotta talk loud. I don't have my mic on.
I'm not really good into interviews.
And what brings you out here today?
What doesn't?
Can you explain a little bit for our viewers what this means?
Go ahead.
Where's your handout?
Where's your handout?
I've
seen this part.
Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Seems to fit, doesn't it?
Jesus Christ. How does this happen? The notes. Yes, the script. Let me read the script to say what. Yes. Government is bad. That's what it says. That's why we're here. We're here because the government is bad. How are these people so stupid? Because they're watching mainstream media and they're getting their information that way. That's how.
As you don't give up your Saturday to protest on behalf of something you don't even understand, unless you were possibly being compensated to be there.
They're bored old people on Social Security that are retired that are complaining about their investment account going down all the time. That's the real reason. They're bored, retired old people that don't have anything better to do.
Honestly, a lot of these protests seem to be comprised of mainly old people.
Yes, look at this. It's all Karens. It is. It's a Karen protest. That's what it is. Everybody fucking knows it. You look at it, always has been, well, especially is now.
Even over in Austin, Texas, we saw similar audiences of people 80 plus.
Yes, look at them. It's all a bunch of old white people that have come here to complain. You very rarely see minorities. Like, I know what Austin looks like. I live in Austin. This doesn't look like Austin to me. And do you want to know the place that this is kind of like Austin? Is Lakeway. And guess what Lakeway is? It's a rich area. So it's a bunch of, again, upper middle class and upper class people coming around to cosplay as revolutionaries because it gives them nostalgia for whenever they were in the 60s, 50 fucking years ago, 70 years ago. That's it. Can we acknowledge that boomers are the protesters and it's a Social Security gathering? Yeah, it is.
Or even the protesters in New York City started to wonder what was actually happening.
I'm at the protest right now in New York City, anti-Trump, anti-fascist protests, and I have one question. Where the f is Gen Z?
At work. They're at the Minecraft movie yelling chicken jockey, actually. Yeah, they don't have time for fascism. They have to go, now they have to do community service because they decided to bring a live chicken into the movie theater.
They're talking like it's just the 60s, it's just like the 60s, and they're having conversations and walking slowly.
It's just like the 60s.
There's no youth here.
The reason why that there's no young people and there are less young people in these protests is because young people have more important things to do, number one. And number two, that a lot of young people, I think, support this. I feel like young people, like in a big way, feel like, you know, they kind of had their future sold out from under them. And even I think this is true with people that are around my age, right? Like, you know, the 30 to 40s. Like, there's a lot of people that feel this way. An assload of people that feel this way.
You won't find too many people willing to show their face to stand against the administration that's actually following through on what they voted for.
I wonder
why.
So
minus the insane people that spent their time crafting an outfit decked out in symbols that they themselves volunteered to wear in public, I believe the majority of these attendees were actually bussed in, and not just the protest in DC, but apparently Texas too, where the Democrats posted on Twitter about their hands-off protest.
What is this here? Let me read it here. And no one likes you, hands off. No one likes you after you lost the election. Scrubbing historical references from website is no different than burning books. This is another, and this is what I've said before, is that these people, this is just like a manifestation of their narcissism, where they think that the history books are going to like show these people that are like complaining about Donald Trump in the same way that they show like civil rights protesters and people like this. So it's all about self-aggrandizement. It's all about narcissism. There's no actual, like, it's about like doing the thing that's popular. That's the primary thing here. That's what matters the most. The lack of self-awareness. Yeah, nobody's going to give a fuck about you. Nobody's going to care about you. Nobody's going to remember this. People are just going to laugh at you for being ridiculous.
To which Tony Saruga replied, they are going to geofence the event, because last time they found the protesters were from groups that receive money from Act Blue and USAID. And Loomer found that at least one of the buses in DC were from Summer Bus Tour Incorporated, registered by the Chinese.
By the Chinese? What the f*** is going on? God damn. There's a very small minority of these people that are actually doing these protests, and the media is trying to make it out to be bigger than it really is. Well, what my point is that I think that these protests and the people that support them, they represent a virtue signaling upper middle class of America that I find detestable, obnoxious, annoying, and reductive and regressive. And I think that there are so many other groups of people that hold them in absolute and complete contempt. And like growing up, like it's a weird thing for me, right? Because like now I'm a streamer, you know, things are good for me. But, you know, I haven't always been a streamer. I haven't always been popular. And so back in the day, I used to just be, you know, a humble, you know, guy, right? And I absolutely felt this way. I hate these people. I hate them. I think that they represent everything wrong with the country. They have oftentimes jobs that do nothing, that produce nothing. And I understand I'm a streamer. You could say the same thing about me. But I don't have any virtue to it. I don't think that I'm special for what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get money however I can, and that's it. These people constantly need moral and emotional validation for everything. They're constantly trying to judge consensus and follow along with it to make sure that they're not, you know, being unpopular. They're not having the wrong opinion. These are the types of people that care about having certain types of name brands and being seen a certain way. These are the people that make vapid, you know, just completely empty social promises and social statements in order to fit in. They're people that are overconsumption is their personality. They derive their personality also from their enjoyment of consumerism. I don't like anything about them. I just completely hate them. I hate everything about them. Yeah, they don't tip either. Yes, well, they do tip, and then they look down on working class people for not tipping. And so every time that I can find a way to deliver them an L, I can. I can and I will. They're lost? Yes.
Sounds concerning, but the Democrats may have just contracted a bus that happens to be owned by the Chinese.
What a
but
surprise.
It does raise a question
What a coincidence.
of how are our tax dollars being funneled from USAID to the Chinese. But more importantly, Tony found that what they claimed was 30,000 was just over 7,000 mobile devices, with 92% of them having attended 5 or more Kamala Harris rallies or liberal protests. And
this is what I've said before, bro. Like, this is not organic with a lot of these people. Like, I mean, some of them it is. I mean, you're talking about averages, right? But like with a lot of these people, it's not organic. What they're doing is they do this as a form of socialization and as a form of fitting in with like the group. That's what they do.
And we saw similar activity of buses bringing in supporters or activists to other liberal movements, which really makes you wonder, how organic could these actually be? Because I already showed you examples of how most of these Democrats in office crying about Elon Musk.
Look at this. This is so pathetic, bro. This is so fucking pathetic. I can't even believe it. How do you do something like this and not look back and see like this is the weakest energy of anything that I've ever seen?
Skin Doge cutting wasteful spending had previously campaigned for the same thing.
Of course.
And now that they're angry about Trump's new tariffs, just like clockwork, Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi encouraged exactly what Trump is doing back in 1996.
And there are those who say we shouldn't link human rights and trade and proliferation in trade. I disagree. But if we just want to take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, in terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%.
We saw this.
Whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
So just a quick note while I'm editing this right now, I find it interesting that if you're currently a MAGA conservative, back in the 90s, you'd be a Democrat that supports Nancy Pelosi.
That's because the Democratic Party has been infiltrated with high interests and high dollar, like Wall Street money interests that have hoodwinked an entire generation of narcissistic millennials and young people that are addicted to SSRIs and diagnosing themselves with mental disorders that probably half of them they actually do have. They have figured out a way that they can hack these people's psychology into making them vote for Wall Street. That's the reason why. That's what's happened. And they've totally taken it over. And they've taken a party that used to be for workers' rights and they changed it into divisive social issues instead. And it keeps people distracted from the actual issues. That's what happens. Because feelings, yeah.
For double standards, the Democrats wouldn't have standards at all, as just like with the stock market falling under Biden is now suddenly an issue under Trump, egg prices or gas prices going up under Trump or hitting record lows now they don't matter, or Doge cuts and tariffs. It doesn't matter if they previously wanted them or if it benefits their voters. If it comes from Trump, they have to default to attacking it. And that's probably why you can't gather enough people to stand against him that can actually describe why they don't like what Trump is doing, other than the bumper sticker slogans they were told to repeat. Because nothing about this outrage is real, which detracts from the actual issues every American faces today, as China just launched their Temu version of Trump on TikTok.
Folks, we're in Chongqing, the city of hot pot of China, and we have to eat hot pot today. She understands me tremendously. Sometimes I dip in a spice.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't. You never know what's my next move, and that's how I win. I'm unpredictable.
And I don't know about you, but that terrifies me.
It terrifies you? Good one. Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel bad for them at a certain point, right? I mean, goddamn. But yeah, I saw this. I thought it was pretty fucking funny because these protesters, bro, like, look at this. This is insane. This is a political rally in America. You'd think this is a rally for them to bring back bingo on Friday nights. It's just a bunch of old fucking, like, I'm surprised they don't. They need to. You know what they need to do? They need to have mobility scooters at these rallies. Yeah, it's insane, man. Bunch of unemployed old fucks? I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, like, what are the fucking odds that it's always the same fucking demographic? I can't believe it. Yes, it's literally crazy. Yeah, open up Craigslist, you can find a protest job listings in any city. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was done by, like, any sort of, like, a group intentionally, right? It could be somebody that's also putting it out there in order to create a narrative. So that's why I'm not really, I don't really push too hard on that. So yeah, just absolutely fucking embarrassing this is. Especially this guy.
Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me!
Elbows. What's going on out here? Watch, he can't keep running. Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, we got a crowd coming.
Who's this guy? Who is this guy?
Dude, you touched me. Bro, get off me. He's touching me. I know I'm attracted, but I'm not that attracted to be following me like stink on poo. Come on, man, get off me.
Look at him. Look at this. What is this? This is insane. This person needs to be taken care of. This is insane. I don't know what to say. Spiteful mutant? Well, that's one way to say it, I guess. I think that's kind of fair.